right, welcome back to Live at 9. Of course, it's Fitness Friday, and we're focusing on health and fitness. We brought back one of our favorite guests, Brooks Fortenberry. Thanks for joining us on Live at 9.
Thank you.
We always have so much fun with you and just getting more informed with the world of physical therapy and all that entails. You're very knowledgeable about what to do and what not to do. And so today we're going to talk about some fitness myths that, maybe some people hold to a true standard, right? So one of them that comes to mind is you should be sore after a workout, or you should be in pain to actually gain muscle and to see benefits. Is that true?
Well, there's a conversation we always have with our patients, especially some that may not be working out consistently, on kind of differentiating a little bit of like, does this exercise hurt or is it difficult to do? And that doesn't have to necessarily be somebody that's sedentary. I have athletes that come in and we're trying to figure out, is this just really tough to do because you're weak, or is it hurting and we need to kind of reevaluate how we're doing it, the volume, the difficulty, or the weight that we're using. So it's a constant conversation of trying to figure out, does this hurt? Or is it difficult and we're going to gain benefit from it? We certainly, early on, if somebody's having a lot of pain, try to find movements that we can do that are not painful. Like, we're not trying to seek out that pain, but we're trying to seek out a difficult exercise. I want it to be a challenge. Okay,
so you do want it to be somewhat of a challenge so you can see results from it and you can obviously get better, right? Because you're starting at one place when they come in and you're going to get to another place where you're able to move, you're strengthened a little bit. Another one that comes to mind is for women in particular. So I know a lot of people, they don't want that bulky look, or they don't want to look masculine and very muscular, so they stay away from weights entirely. Is that true?
I do not think it's true. Obviously, if you're doing a super heavy workout, you could see muscle gain and like visually see it, but for the people that are trying to do that, probably want that result. We're not going to see bulking that would be any kind of detriment to our look or to our health with typically the exercises that we're doing. Especially as we get older, we can always gain muscle, but as we age and get into those 50s and 60s, none of the exercises you're going to be doing in PT clinic or really at the gym are you going to bulk up and should be worried about. It's more of what can I gain from this, and you would get a benefit more than detriment to your look, I guess.
Right, so you definitely still need to do somewhat of, whether it's body weight training.
Strength training is always good. Always good for pain, for strength, for balance, any kind of aspect. Having strength is the way to go.
Okay, and another one too I'm thinking of, this may be for more of a niche group of people, but I know, a lot of people are into the running these days, and the community of running, whether that be training for a 5K, 10K, a half marathon, or a marathon. Is it true that you're going to see long-term effects with your knees and your ankles from running?
To me, I hardly ever discourage somebody from running. If somebody has been sedentary for a long time and they're having joint pain and we know they have arthritis, I don't know if I necessarily encourage them to start running, but I would never, ever want to discourage somebody from doing it if they enjoy doing it. To me, there's more good than outweighs the bad with it. To me, the downside of wear and tear on your joints is much better for you than the downside of being sedentary and what comes with that, with cardiovascular wise. To me, the good is always going to outweigh the bad. Should we train, change how we train or make sure we got good footwear or listen to our pain when we're running? Yes, but I hardly would ever discourage somebody from wanting to do it if they like doing it.
Of course, I mean, getting up and active, right? That's where we should be wanting to go as far as how active and how much you push your body. I think that's up to everyone.
Especially like my walkers. Like I would never, ever discourage somebody from walking or tell them that. If anything, let's do that. And for the people that want to run, let's try to find a way to do it.
And for the older generation, what is it true that as you get older and as you age, it's just normal to get stiff and to have some pain here and there? Is that completely normal?
Well, I'd say it's common, but I wouldn't call it normal. I never want to accept it, I'd say. There are some things people ask me, is it normal for my knee to click like this? I'm like, well, I see a lot of people that have that, but let's not call it normal and accept it. So certainly, we lose a little bit of strength over time, especially if we're not intervening and doing exercise, but we never have to accept that. Like we always want to be our best version of ourselves, strength and flexibility and cardiovascular wise.
Absolutely, and so that just starts with those little movements and little exercises.
Everything you can.